Hunters and anglers started the modern conservation movement in America in the 1800s. And today our country's healthy fish and wildlife populations, vast habitat, and access to 640 million acres of public land are the envy of the world. In fact, our community so successfully committed to bringing back individual species like ducks, white-tailed deer, wild turkeys, elk, pronghorn antelope, native trout, and more, that at some point our focus became siloed, and we lost sight of the broader issues of conservation. More than 20 years ago, TRCP's co-founder, Jim Range, saw hunting and fishing organizations drifting apart and becoming less relevant in Washington, D.C. As a lifelong sportsman and longtime senior Republican staff member in the Senate, Range had played a critical role in advancing some of the nation's most important natural resources legislation, including the Clean Water Act. He knew our community, if we banded together, could be a powerful voice for conservation. And in 2002, he created the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership to present a united front to decision-makers on the issues that matter to all hunters and anglers. Today, the TRCP continues to build off his vision, convening and leading a community that has once again found its footing. As a result, the last decade has been one of the most substantial periods for conservation policy since the 1970s. Conservation is a rare nexus of bipartisan progress, even in a polarized Washington. But the threats we face are mounting. Wildlife disease, fractured habitat, uncontrollable wildfires, climate change, and increasing pressure on finite resources demand that we continue to fight for science-based solutions. The collective voice of the hunting and fishing community not only needs to be heard, it's more important than ever. That's why the TRCP unites and amplifies the efforts of more than 60 organizational partners and over 130,000 individual advocates to secure solutions that benefit America's 60 million hunters and anglers. Luminaries like Theodore Roosevelt worked hard to set aside a wealth of lands and waters for us to explore. Passionate advocates like Jim Range secured conservation safeguards for these natural resources, and the TRCP exists today to guarantee all Americans quality places to hunt and fish. What is the future of hunting and fishing worth to you? Lend your support for conservation, habitat, and access today.